Cheers, man. Cheers, man.
And welcome everyone else to Three Guys Making Comics, episode number 14, the podcast that goes over the ups and downs of the comic book creation process. My name is David Omar Lopez, and I am a comic book artist.
Hello, I'm ALberto Doriguzzi. I'm an Italian comic book artist. By day I work, but by night I dive into ink, paper, screen tones like an old school maniac.
And my name is Lech Kaminski, and I'm also a comic book artist. And I'm gonna share the screen right now.
Yeah.
So this is the colored version of the fourth page, which I'm hoping will become a fifth page because we are missing one, as we said last week. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and I've spent like, I don't know, 7 hours doing it. Like, out of all the pages I've done for this comic book, this is the longest one. Okay, just share your thoughts and don't be too cruel, but do be cruel, yeah, definitely.
For me, it looks like it's not finished, and it less inspired than the other last one, which were very great. I mean, but it's not. It's just I look at him and my brain said it's not finished. It's missing already stuff, but. It's not bad. It's just not finished for me.
Okay, I can live with that.
So I think we were talking a little before the show was that the speed lines always give you a confusing way of thinking about color choices because most when you do see speed lines in modern comics or even some older ones. They're always colored very brightly. I mean, it's just comic book culture. Everything's like yellow or a bright neon. And I think here, because the subject matter, even before the pages the other pages, it seemed to have more of a realistic effect to it. And when you see a page like this where I kind of went off and did something a bit more spectacular with speed lines and kind of energy, I think my choice would have been to not go with the more subdued palette that you've had or the more realistic palette and go for something a little bit more, in my opinion, bonkers, kind of go wild with it. So that's what I would say. Brighter color, more energy, brings more energy to the composition.
Okay.
I like the color on the growl as effect. I mean, it's cool, and the front head of the Skeletor, that's cool. It's cool. But yes, on the background, and my brain said it's just missing stuff. It's not bad. I mean, it's just missing stuff. And if you compare with the other pages, I mean, it just looks like that. But
yeah,
it's not bad per se. I mean,
yeah.
Yes,
I'm going to show you one thing because I actually agree. And in here, no, not here, no, not here. Oh, come on. Where is it?
Yes, go back and just press 2 pages. So
I just wonder if I even made the comparison. No, I didn't. Okay, I'm just going to put these two together.
Okay.
And now click on this and preview. So what you are seeing is not the colors. Look at the scale of details here and here.
Okay.
Basically, the drawing, like this panel.
Which one? Because I can't see the mouse.
Oh, right. So the top left panel, these little skulls, they are kind of in the same on the same detail level as the previous or as the other comic book pages, but the biggest panel is actually simplified. You can see it doesn't have all the details. Like it's like drawn with a bigger pen.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
and that makes a great difference. And I actually, I'm gonna show you again. I actually added a lot of details already during coloring, but it's still like, I don't know. It's like just not there. Like this panel, right, because my pointer doesn't show.
Yes.
But the small panels work. The big panel, it feels like it needs more details.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get back and move it back again. Preview, and now if you look at the details in here and in here, you will see that I've actually already added the details, and it's still not enough. Like this is this needs to be kind of more fine lined, I think. And I think this is the problem of this page, that it just needs deleting the thicknesses of somewhere around his face, maybe, because not all of it, like most of it is great, but I feel like around his face especially, we just don't have enough detail.
Okay. So you don't know, I mean, how to so okay, so how to fix it? I mean, you mean you just need to add more colors, or
I don't know.
okay.
That's what I was trying to do, because I was trying to just put more details into the shadows, put more details into the whites, because I'm coloring them separately, but it's still not enough. It's just not enough.
I think the tone here is quite different, like I mentioned earlier, with the energy of it. It's quite more I would say fantasy cartoony, meaning that everything is a bit more simple to kind of just focus on the energy of the piece versus how detailed it is. And I would say that a lot of the coloring here is based on the realism of the earlier scenes, where it's more standing around, or the jumping looks like more. It doesn't look like it's kind of crazy. So that's the tone I was going for. And I think if the faces are a bit simple, it's just so the attention is more on just kind of the speed of the image, the way it's moving. And I would go brighter colors, because even that top left panel, the tiny panel with the two guys, that background is realistic based on the environment they're in, but the design of that is almost manga or even anime like, where it's like something's kind of flying, like a shape's kind of flying behind them. So that should be like a bright color, and that bright color should inform the speed line background, because you are capturing that the tone is, there's a brownish to it, the way it was. You kind of have to go a bit more absurd with the coloring here to make it fit the energy of the drawing itself, is my conclusion.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll have to go beyond what you believe should be there realistically, and kind of think, what if this was an anime, and how would I use my style to kind of fit that energy? And again, I think we were talking also earlier about how do you color something when you don't know really how it should be colored, and it's always good to just go back and see some clips of an action in an anime on YouTube or whatever, and just see how they use color, and then apply it here. And I think based on the energy of that big panel, the audience will accept that, yeah, this is a bit more ultra fantasy, beyond just the fantasy, the realistic fantasy. Maybe now I'm going in circles, but you get my idea.
Yeah, because I like the black and white drawing more than I like the colored version.
Okay.
Which might be partially, at least, why I need to go for the contrast, because the contrast works on the black and white, and obviously when you add color, you automatically lower the contrasts. So Maybe you're right. Maybe I should just
Yeah, I
Don't-
would focus on saturation and just making the color itself fight against the blackness of it, make it brighter.
Yes, it's a possibility. By the way, I was just looking at it and just covering the two panels on the top, so the most important one, and just looking at the final two. And honestly, if I look only to them, it looks like they are well done, and they could work. Lech, what do you think? If you just cover the upper big panel and just focus on the last two ones.
Oh, I like the small panels. Like I don't mind. I'm completely happy with the small panels.
Okay. Just the big
It-
one that is the problem.
Yeah, the problem is with the big one because you get more detail on a smaller panel, and the big panel, which is the most important part, ends up being less detailed. Yes, there's more energy, it's bigger, it's right in your face, and there's a lot of speed lines and so on. But it's the most important panel ends up like not being what I want to look at.
Okay.
Like I want to look at the other panels. So that is a problem. I can see why like if I look at the black and white version, I actually want to look at the main panel as
Yes.
well. But on the colored version, not anymore.
Yeah, the colors are going to have to do the heavy lifting, being a bit more bright in your face to match the energy we want to convey there. So I would say just leave everything else good. Fine. The two smaller ones, we go back to reality where it's just him again standing kind of like in page 2. So the sky being that color is fine. That brings you back to the world we've understood. But yeah, I would still say that the top left with the two dudes, that color behind them should be some sort of solid, I don't know, solid color or gradient color that's not natural. And then try coloring the background with more saturation on a brighter color, and just to see what it looks like as an option.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers.
My tip is just if you are not happy, destroy the file and start again.
Well,
it's
7 hours.
Yes, I know.
Like Lech says, this one's done on my end.
Yeah.
I'm not redrawing. So the color better fix it.
I mean, it's it's his choice, but I learned from Daniel Warren Johnson: take the paper, throw it away, or use the white and just cover it and start again. It's painful, and I hate it every time. But
I think this page. I think this is the third version of this page. If we go back to podcast history,
the other. It's the third. It's the third.
I think so.
Lech?
I mean, today I've made several versions of that, and I went different ways. Actually, I believe I've even got like a small VED.
Yes, but you started today to color it, so
Yeah,
you haven't just put it on a side and wait one day, because the rule is let it stay, look it the other day, and think again. I mean, maybe tomorrow morning we just stand up and look at him and say, "Oh, stupid me! Just change that," and it's superb. The end. I don't know. Or you just,
But in the end, the product itself, the outcome looks professional, like something you would see on the stands. Maybe
Yes.
not what you personally think might be the best way to go, but I'm so highly impressed that all of us are at a level where it could be seen as a pro comic on the stands. So that's the positive.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so basically I went many different directions.
Yeah,
There was
yes.
the bright version, there was this, but it was taking too much out of the page.
Could you go back to the bright yellow one? Kind of
Yes,
at the beginning?
yes.
Right. Oh, maybe some more.
On the beginning.
Was that the beginning?
No?
No,
Keep
no, it
slow.
was somewhere here. There
Where you
was this
painted the where you
version.
painted the lines, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe just let it play in. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like somewhere in there. Look at
Hey, that's
that. That's
cool.
that's
That's
beautiful,
cool.
dude.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Well, I've still got the layers, like I just turned them off, but I thought that it does have a lot of energy, but it kind of, I don't
That is
know.
like a that is not a warrior. That's a guardian. That's an angel from above coming down.
Exactly.
It looks like Gandalf.
And the
Gandalf the
motion,
White, kind
yes,
of.
and the motion takes you down. It's perfect. I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
prefer it.
great.
Yes, I agree.
I love that.
It was a great idea to show the video.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
agree.
you think I should be going this way with the
This way.
speed lines being bright?
Yeah, because I was thinking that because that's why now that little panel on the top left, it stands out. It's like this is the beginning and then this power coming down on them. You know? So I definitely love this one. This direction here.
Yes, this direction I prefer it too.
Okay, okay. You surprised me. I mean, honestly, I've just been looking at it for way too long.
Yeah, no problem.
But it's good to hear that it's not that bad of an idea, because you can see I was really experimenting a lot, and just finally did that one, and like, no, because where's all the black lines? Like, David didn't draw it just for me to now wipe it out. So I came back to the black lines partially because I wouldn't want someone to just put like just delete. I mean, it's not deleting, but you can see
well, it's called a color hold, and that's when you paint the line work that's black to give it more push, like the contrast against the black lines. And it's very common in American comics. I don't know about over there in Europe, but yeah, color holds do not anger the artist who did it unless it's something very drastic. And I don't really mind if you do color holds, which is filling in the black with some color that gives it some more pop. So I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine with me, man. That yellow on the speed lines, it's great. Maybe brighter. I don't know. Mess around with it. Make them look like lines. Not blend too much in the back.
It's true.
Okay.
I agree. I agree. It makes like the angel flying down. It's
yeah, that's good about the video because it kind of just it made what does your eye catch onto, and as it was playing and that yellow light hit from above, it just like that's where you feel the the good feelings from seeing a comic book page. So that's why I said that's the one. Yeah.
That's very helpful. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
No problem.
So thank you, Lech. I mean, that's great. I really like when we go over a problem and we solve it.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Yeah.
Well, that's again, like I said last week, that's the power of collaboration, that you don't have to fight with yourself because you have other people to bounce your frustrations with.
Oh, I thought you'd say to fight against.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever gets the story out there to the readers, that's the blood and sweat that some people don't see. But let me share my screen. So as we always do, we like to let everybody know that we are using Comics Flow for our presentations. You saw Lech, he was clicking through the process to get pages lined up so you can compare and contrast with things, what's happening. And it's a very helpful app, as you can see us when we use it online. It's not very easy to kind of organize your items in front of a camera, but if you do have Comics Flow, that app does help you get that stuff in front of everybody. I already I've clicked through the tutorial here, but it's always awesome just to see how they did it. So that's Comics Flow, and then we move on to my Kickstarter. John Dudley and me, David Omar Lopez, present Three Planes. We're getting close to our official Kickstarter launch. We've been in pre-launch for about April, May, June. Yeah, 3 months. And we really appreciate all the support. You all taking the post and sharing them on your own personal accounts. It's all very appreciated. Of course, go to Kickstarter, put in the title Three Planes, or get the QR code by, taking a screenshot. And we have a second one there with our secondary character. These are the two main characters for issue 1. That'll take you to the Kickstarter. And let me see. Let's refresh the number and see where we're at from 81. I don't know when I opened this. Ooh, 85. Nice. In the last 2 minutes, 4 people, 4 people.
Nice.
I don't know. No, well, I got to thank the guys here and also some other friends and colleagues who have been sharing on socials where I'm not on. So they're helping out by sharing on making people aware of the book. So we always appreciate that. For my thing this week, since I'm working on Three Planes and a lot of the stuff has spoilers that we don't want the audience to have to see before the book is in their hand. I just started working on some commissions, and I'm going to show one of the commissions here.
Okay.
With the current movie of Masters of the Universe, which is the He-Man movie.
I saw it too this week. It
You
sucks.
saw? Well, let's hope my commission doesn't.
Well,
Anyway,
but the music was
no.
great.
Yeah. So a person reached out that they wanted a Masters of the Universe
Nice.
commission,
Hey,
and I
that's a
did have a
dream
bunch
for
of.
me.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a dream for me if someone would ask me a Master of the Universe piece. Ooh.
So I'm just gonna play the video because it's kind of long. I'll fast forward like I always do, but it's 8 minutes. It took me quite a while detail-wise, but let me just play it and I'll
Yes,
talk about it.
cool.
So I skipped the part. I didn't record the part where I go through hundreds of little sketches. I already had a sketch in mind. I have a sketchbook, and I had this idea here, and I wanted to see if I could make it into a cover-like item. Again, the commissions that I have out there are usually like, hey, I'll do one character torso. But since I really love Masters of the Universe, again, I have a history with that. It's one of the first toys I received. So everybody has that love for that nostalgic thing. So I wanted to do something a bit more special, which is why I wanted to have both He-Man and Skeletor facing off. But I also didn't want to do a close-up because I kind of do that a lot. So I try to do kind of a medium shot where you can see most of their bodies, but I still covered it up. As you see in the sketch, I covered it up with some with a cape here. But yeah. So anyway, he asked for Masters of the Universe. He did ask for Skeletor, but I added the He-Man. The thing I like about fan art, as you can see here, is that I don't really want to use any reference from the actual property or IP or show, whatever you want to call it. So I kind of just make the sword I want to make.
Okay.
And I think that's the great part about not working on an official He-Man comic is that there's nobody from the company of Mattel who makes the toys telling you got to change the sword, you got to change that. The character doesn't have that, all their list of critiques about what your art. I did see talking about Daniel Warren Johnson. He did a commentary on issue 1 of Transformers on his streaming platform, and he did mention when he was going over some of the spaceships that I think Hasbro owns Transformers, the company.
Yes.
And they told him you got to put an extra engine on the ship.
Yes.
And this guy can't have this. So if you are working professionally on like a He-Man or another property, you do have to change stuff. But back to the sword, this is not the official Sword of Power. I forgot what it's called officially, but it is something I wanted to just do. I like broadswords more than kind of whatever that sword is. It's a bit shorter, a short sword. So as you can see, He-Man's there. I wanted He-Man almost to feel overwhelmed that there's like almost like the first meeting of him and Skeletor, where he's kind of been ambushed. Maybe the sword itself, it has some energy coming off of it as a warning, very Lord of the Rings. But I wanted Skeletor not to be human, but still be almost a monstrous figure, where if he did pop up in front of this warrior, how would he react? And as you can see, he has more of the dynamic motion. Skeletor in the sketch, you see that he's kind of bending down like a big, almost like what is it called? The Reaper, sort of a Reaper thing.
Okay.
And he's kind of overwhelmed, but almost getting ready to battle. And I'll fast forward here because this was a tough part. I did go more detailed on the muscle stuff, and just getting all those details there was a lot of work.
It was, yeah.
Oh my
So anyway, I
God.
wanted to, yeah, go
It's
ahead.
against your usual style. I mean, I thought you would just use a black spot and that's it. But you
I
take your-
did, but let's go back to what we just talked about, which is the fantasy stuff. A lot of the beginning of the fantasy book that we're working on was very highly detailed. Yeah, there was some black spotting, but I wanted to be more in that tone because we went through a fantasy book. I have a commission that's based on a fantasy property. Why not try to go back and draw the way I drew for that book? Because that book was drawn maybe a year ago, almost a year ago.
Okay.
And I've gone more into the superhero realm. So I really wanted to put in the detail of making the muscles kind of super, maybe Bernie Wrightson level of details. But there are some black spotting there, like the leg. When you start going into that area, it's like, let's just add some shadow there. And
It's
I'll just
super
fast forward. So I just started adding more shadow. As I always start, like you can see that I start adding more darker lines. This was the fun part because of course I don't have to do anything that the property itself has. It's my own interpretation. I just gave him a big cloak like I always do. It's always nice to cover the leg so you don't have to draw all that part
Exactly.
over there. And I kind of made it into like a fabric that has like a lot of, like rips and tears. And then what I did here is I kind of did a Spawn thing where almost the hood still starts to come over He-Man. And then I said, in this space here, I want to have a bunch of skulls, almost like he carries the spirits of the dead over his essence. And so I did a technique here that I wanted to do, which is kind of just do almost like a cross hatching style without the cross hatching. It's almost sketch-like because it's supposed to be kind of like, it's not on the exact moment. There's not a bunch of skulls behind them, but he carries that the energy of them behind him. And I just went really loose with the skulls, again, taking from working on the fantasy story. And they kind of just stretched out. And I think if we talk, Frank Cho does this a lot, where he'll have a character and then he'll have kind of like cross hatching on the back, which I really like. So anyway, I think this is where it stops at the top of the cape there. But it's really cool to see kind of the hatching and fast speed.
Man, a lot of work here, man.
So I put in a lot of effort, and then I went back, and you can see I started adding more black and making things heavier, and that turned into our Henry's commission here, which is this one.
Wow.
So again, they didn't pay for coloring, but I really want to color. I want to color this.
Okay.
Hey guys that are commissioning me, please let me color your commissions.
It's super cool.
But that's pretty much it. Again, I'm working on 3 planes, and there's some stuff in there that we want you guys to be surprised when you read it. So I'll be showing commissions probably off and on, and when I can show a page from 3 planes that's not giving away too much of the story, I'll do that on the podcast. But thanks, guys.
Wow.
It's cool as usual. It's also Battle Cat. It's like,
oh, and that video was so long you were able to find your childhood Battle Cat.
yes, I still have my toys because my kid, but
I have my He-Man here. The naked, it lost all the armor. It's just naked.
Yes,
He-Man,
mine's broken.
I couldn't find it in time.
But anyway, very cool stuff, man. And seeing you doing fan art makes me want to make also fan art, man.
Yeah, that was amazing, man. I love it.
I agree.
I was trying to impress Lech the whole time. So it's like fantasy. I know what hits your happy place, the fantasy elements.
Yeah, it does.
No, very good, very good. Okay, it's my turn. So what did the lazy Alberto do this week? So I This week I haven't sadly drawn that much because I had some stuff to do with my day job. But what I sent, I started to send the story to friends, to you too, and to other friends, and I'm very happy with the comments. My friend Antonio from the International School of Comics of Padua here in Italy read it 3 times and made me a lot of compliments, which he usually didn't do. He usually has a lot of critics to do, but this time he was very happy. I said that the story, the work, the flow works very well, and he was very impressed. Of course, there are things to make better, and about speed lines for him, some stuff should be more clear, and my inks are not I mean, just the first time I just ink so many pages, so of course I need to learn. He just gave me some tips, and I'm very happy with what he said to me. So with David, I show it to David, and David read it and just send me some comments on the dialogues. So we just share the documents, and he just give me some tips, which was very nice from him. Thank you very much, guys. And so I just can make the dialogues a bit more my English a bit more American style. And I hope that people will understand more the story, because it's important that people understand what's going on, and the dialogues, even if there aren't very that many dialogues, it's important that the messages and what's going on is clear. So I just rewrote all dialogues. We just spoke today about some sentences together, and I've done the same with the Italian version, which is one that I send to my Italian friends. And now I'm working on the logo, which is just in 2 versions, one light and one black golf script. It's not completed because I can't find the right way with the ball. I tried many things. Right, currently this the current version, but it sucks. I honestly wanted to show today, but we spoke before the call, before the podcast, and I choose to show them because it's nice to see all the progress and how things are built step by step. And this is just a sketchy colored cover for the first issue. It's just a test. I just make it in 15 minutes. It's missing shadows, and as you can see here, it's not just very precise. I just put colors. I just show on all the. Last week I show an old magazine about RPGs and fantasy stuff, and it had a cover with these colors. With these colors, and I like them, and I told me why I could just try something like that, and I tried, but I'm not very happy. It's flat, and I'm not sure it works as a first issue cover. But again, it's just a sketch, and I want to just think more about it. I'm not a colorist, so I'm asking myself, should I really try to color it, or should I ask someone else? And today I spoke with you guys, and thinking I will try maybe 1 or 2 versions before giving up, because maybe I find something that could just make me happy and works. That's the point. I'm very bad with colors, so I know that it will just be tough, but it's the part of the journey, right? And on the other side, I like how the logo works on the page. I mean, it's not the final page, of course, but I think it's clear, and it's energetic, and the colors, the red and the black. I think it can just match the feeling very well, the feeling of the story. And yes, I just honestly can't wait to draw the pages of issue 2. I'm just sketching pages, but issue 2 is not finished, and I want to plot the story completely before starting with the pages, because I want to be sure that everything works and it's in the right order and everything. But I honestly, I desperately need to start working on these pages, because I'm obsessed with my comic, and just working on dialogues, logos, and trying to find the right size for the PDF and everything. It's cool. It's part of making comics, but honestly, it's not that much fun. It's cool to see when you just put the dialogues and then export the file, and you see what you have produced, and you can show people the story, and you receive the feedback. It's very cool, because in some ways the product is finished, even if it's not. But yes, on the other side, I really want to start working on the new pages, because I want to take my pencil and draw. That's what gives me more joy, and I need it. It's just my drug, maybe, right? Exactly. So my goal for next week right now is to if I can finish tomorrow all the second issue in sketches, and then start Monday with some pages. This is the plan. I just need to fix 2 sentences of dialogues, but then that part is completed. And yes, I want to start and have maybe 1 page in pencil, or 2 pages for next Saturday. Or so the milestone for next week is having some new pages of issue 2. That's my goal.
Nice.
And yes, that's all for this week. Not much, I know, and I'm just posting that just a pair of videos on Instagram, because I haven't new pages, and I want to share stuff from Rocket Golf. But next week will be I will be back on track, as they say.
I took a week off from work, so hopefully I will actually join you this week with hopefully again 1 page every day. Fingers crossed.
Yes, exactly. Finger crossed. And it's very hot. It don't help. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here.
32 degrees in here today. Apart from the fact that I'm frustrated with coloring, it's also very hot.
Yes, exactly. exactly.
Yeah, summertime is not great for
No.
comic artists. I've heard stories of the veterans that would just be in their underwear in the basement, drawing whatever comic they were doing. I think that's the basic uniform to get drawings done in such heat. It doesn't help the creative juices when you're sweating. It doesn't help your creative juices, and it doesn't help the paper when you're sweating on top of it.
No, exactly. That's also it's true. I mean, here it's
the hand,
that's another bad thing of making comics in summer, right?
and for the digital people, the not grease up your tablet glove. All of us have to buy this. It's when you forget to take it off and you're walking outside and people think you're a Michael Jackson impersonator.
yes, it's true. Do the moonwalk.
Well, I think it's awesome. And last thing I wanted to say is, Alberto, you're not saying anything that any of us who try to draw a picture that has multiple panels in it and then to the next one, all of us feel that, and it's hard to let other people know how hard it is unless they're also doing comics. So it's a tough job, but the fact that you keep doing it, that just tells you that what you're making is not boring to yourself, and it's still fun in the ways that it should be fun, which is the drawing part of it.
Yes, it's very funny. It's incredible, very tough as it's funny, honestly. Yeah. I'm always happy when in drawing, so yes, I will die on the table drawing one day, maybe.
If something's easy, what's the point of even doing it?
It's true.
Exactly. Yeah. Cheers.
Okay.
Okay then, guys. I think that's
sorry for being so depressing today, but cheers.
Yes, cheers always. So as usual, people, love your pets, read more comics, and like and follow us here and on socials. And we see you again next week. Cheers. And have a
Cheers.
nice weekend.
Ciao.
Comics.